I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call.
Alderwoman Quistamars. Alderman Holliday.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins. Alderman Marticello.
Here.
Alderman Carpenter.
Here.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda with one resolution and one consent.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Okay, the original purpose of this meeting was to present a special resolution to try a pilot program for our landscaping, our vegetation control program this year. Last year, all year long, we ended up clearing a total of 113 properties. That was with part-time staff all summer long. This is a pilot, we need to do better than that, and we need to do it in a way that is manageable and affordable. And so we have looked at the possibility of using private landscapers. We spoke to 3 of them, Louise, correct? And asked them to submit prices for doing a bulk job, going through the city and taking all of our properties and saying, okay, what would it take for you guys to do and what could you do? So that's what this resolution is about. We have, we did get 2 people who submitted prices for us, and Altieri's with the low price and also the most impressive in terms of what he did provide back in terms of feedback. So what this is about, we just handed out 2 things. There's a list of 112 properties. These are all city-owned, and these are all properties for which codes has received the most complaints. In other words, people calling and saying, this property looks terrible, when are you gonna mow it? There's 112 of them on this list. So we took these 112 properties, and this resolution would authorize Altieri's to do a one-shot cleanup of each property at a cost of $100 per property. Okay, and he hoped, his timing is to have these 112 properties done in 2 weeks. Tomorrow morning, if this approval is passed, we'll have our codes department take a tour of these properties with Mr. Altieri. Both Mr. Altieri and our codes department are familiar with some of the properties. Our codes department is familiar with all of them. They'll go through each one to make sure that each property on this list, he understands what needs to be done at each property and sees the scope of it. And then he'll start, and this will include, his service will include grass clippings and shrubbery being removed. All other debris that he finds on these properties will be piled neatly at the curb in front of the property for collection, at which time the DPW supervisor will be notified immediately, and we would send city employees to remove the debris. He'll take a photo of the property before and after he's done. And then he will submit his bills by address, and we'll see what we have. The goal is, of course, to put all 112 of the worst maintained city properties into a great, when I say great, we're gonna find a lot of stuff underneath that vegetation, but at least they'll be completely cleaned up before we bid a next project. And we're gonna see how this works, and if it does work, and we do bid, we would send out a, Tony, what do you call that?
Put it out to bid. We're gonna put it out to bid.
Put it out to bid. Not an RFP.
No.
Okay. That's our
That's just gonna be
presentation.
that's for bi-weekly lawnmower we're talking about in that circumstance.
It would be
right?
just lawn mowing at that circumstance for these 112 properties, but we are also going to be taking a look at the privately owned properties to decide what's the best way of addressing those. They're different. Privately owned properties are owned not by the city, but by people who are not maintaining them. They are being cited by our codes department for not maintaining them. Traditionally, we have sent city part-time employees and DPW out to clean those properties, and we have billed the homeowner for that service. So that's it's a little bit different of an animal, so we're gonna look at that separately.
Mayor, there's one thing.
Mhm.
Before you get to the last resolve clause, Tony, should have seen a further resolve that the mayor is authorized to enter into contract with Nell Terry with the lawn and cleanup program. That would be like a contract right there. And these are his duties to do it right here.
That would be fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's all, then that's a contract.
That's fine.
Okay. Chris, why don't you do that? It's a further resolve clause with the other amendment, that's all.
What do you mean? Under resolved,
Further resolve,
therefore be it further resolved?
that the mayor is authorized to enter into contract with Terry for lawn and cleanup program listed below. And that would take care of all the duties he has to do. There'd be no question what he has to do.
Okay, you need to tell me that again.
And that would be attached to the resolution.
Right.
That makes it
Tell me that again.
further resolved that the mayor is authorized to enter the contract with Terry to do lawn, clean, and pilot program.
Except
Attached.
this isn't the contract. Right?
Basically, it shows all the duties that they have to do, right here.
Can we say conduct the lawn cleanup pilot program?
I would say consistent with the terms of the lawn cleanup pilot program.
Exactly.
So the mayor is authorized to
And then the
enter
last
into
resolve-
agreement.
The last resolve says that the city agrees to engage in Terry's occur possibly. Do you want 190 parcels, Mayor? Is that what you want?
No, that's gonna be changed.
Okay, so you need to amend that number, that's all.
Right.
And that's it.
Again, the agreement is structured to be
That's fine.
$100 per parcel.
It's
If
fine.
he does 112, that'd be 112 times 100. If during the tour tomorrow, they find 18 more, it's gonna be 130. But the point being is it's gonna be $100 per parcel that he does during this pilot program.
Then you would write not to exceed 190.
That's what I was gonna say. Why don't we say not to exceed 190?
That would be even better. Because that covers all,
Yeah.
that you have enough money and that covers every parcel that you need. Okay? Not to exceed 190.
You making that motion?
Yes,
You got that, Stacy?
Thank goodness for you.
yes, you got it.
And I
Good
think,
job,
Okay,
I think you cover all the bases.
No, on the second whereas, we need to make a motion for an amendment where it says said parcels need. We need to cross out to be cleared cross out to be cleared and write a one-time clear out prior to the commencement of the mowing season.
Sure.
Sure.
That gives them a lot of leeway, and then now you have enough money,
One
So
now you have
cross off
enough
to
money in the
be
budget.
cleared
time. Mhm.
You have
and
enough money where you don't have to come
a
back.
one-time clear out prior.
You wanna do it right? That's how you do it.
Like it.
Yes.
You need to call a roll on the amendments?
We gotta do one at a
When you
time.
guys got them all
No,
done.
you gotta
All
do
right.
one at a time. So the first one would be on Jim's amendment for the second resolved paragraph, that the mayor is authorized to enter into a contract with Altieri's consistent with the lawn cleanup and pilot program.
Do you have that, Stacy?
Is that the motion?
Make a
That's-
motion on that amendment.
We gotta write that
I
down
gotta-
first, please. Give her time to write it down.
Further resolved that the mayor is authorized to enter into a contract with Altieri's
Hold on. For the resolve for mayor to enter into a contract with Altieri's
consistent with the terms of the lawn cleanup pilot program.
This thing right there.
Okay.
It's not to exceed.
No,
Oh, we
that's-
can't do that all at the
that's-
same
no,
time?
That's,
Yeah, okay.
So,
Not to exceed.
no.
Okay.
so on that motion, please, let's call the
Call the
roll.
roll. I'm first.
Okay.
On the motion.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Now we have a second motion pertaining to the second whereas paragraph to indicate said parcels to read as follows. Said parcels need a one-time clearing prior to the
That's what we just
commencement
changed.
of mowing season.
Okay, that one I have.
Okay.
So that was
We're gonna vote
by,
on that when you're
all
ready.
right, Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Okay, that's approved. Now,
And now if we can vote on the resolution, please, as amended. If there's no other discussion.
Wait, did you already authorize the mayor to enter the contract? Okay.
That looks clean to me.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
okay, and the next resolution is the transfer necessary, right, Louise, to pay for this? Being taken out of the personnel line and maintenance line that would normally go to the part-time people.
You want to read the resolution?
Yes. Resolution 2425-191 consent, resolution budget transfer vegetation by Alderman Marticello. Whereas the city previously approved resolution 2425-190 authorizing Altieri's Landscaping and Snow Plowing LLC to clear out vegetation overgrowth at numerous parcels located within the city for a cost of $100 per parcel. Whereas the funding for vegetation control was budgeted in salary lines and a budget transfer is needed to cover the cost. Resolved, the controller is authorized to make the following 2024-25 budget transfer. Decrease expense maintenance, $16,809.
Go to vegetation.
Increase expense vegetation expenses, $20,000.
So moved. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Is that it?
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you.
Call the roll.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
No problem.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.